Hey, you made it to day 14. That's great. That means we've been doing keto for 2 solid weeks. That's great. Again, I fasted an entire day before I started doing the ketogenic diet. So technically, I've been dieting for 15 days, but we've been doing keto for 14 days today. So that means tomorrow morning we're going to wake up and we are going to see what our weight is and see if what we lost in 1 week. The first week we lost 11 and a half pounds, which is a lot. Most of it's going to be water weight, so you can always expect the first week or two to drop 10 pounds and you're going to feel better, which is going to be the whole topic of this video. How do you feel right now? So you've been doing it for 2 weeks. What's your feelings? Do you have more energy? Do you sleep better? Do you sleep worse? Has any of your sinus problems gotten better? It usually does for me, and I've had a good day today, so I feel like at least my sinuses are getting better. And I started this diet out with a sinus infection, so it didn't help any at all. But anyway, do you feel better? Is your gut health better? Is your bathroom habits better? Is anything better? You should notice something has gotten better as long as you're doing everything correctly. And again, you might need to just go back and look at your MyFitnessPal and see what you've tracked and see where you've been, the foods that you're eating, your calorie intake, your fat intake, protein, carbs, and just kind of get an overall view of, what's your average there. You could easily just write these numbers down and, just add every one of them up on a 14-day scale and then, average it out. So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, you could if you wanted to, and you could kind of see where you're at. And if your average is high numbers for you, just try to make that better. Again, this is all about just trying to figure out what works for you. Do you need less food? Do you need more food? Do you need more fat? Probably need more fat. No kidding on that one, because that's the one thing that everyone asks me about. Look at my macros. What do you see? And it's always their fat is too low. Always. It never fails. There's been some times where the fat was super high and their protein was super high, and I just tell them to back off of it a little bit because you need to you're trying to get into ketosis. So that's kind of the whole point, is getting into ketosis and going for about a month, and then you can start changing things up. I think a month of doing strict keto will get you to where you need to be, and then you can just stick with the diet from there on. If you can make it 90 days, you can probably make it 6 months. Just saying. That's usually how I shoot for 6 months. Obviously you're going to have some cheat meals in there or cheat days in here and there, but with cheat days, what I would say to do, say you cheated. During this first 21 days, you definitely shouldn't cheat. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're only going to throw a wrench into everything. The first month, you probably don't need to cheat. But again, say it's out of nowhere and you're having a birthday party or something and you decide to have a couple cookies. Well, the best thing you can do is stop eating and don't eat anymore. I know that's hard for me to tell myself, but if I eat 2 cookies, you need to really think. I don't care if you are starving, do not eat more. But if you do, again, just start tomorrow like it never happened. And that's how you have to do cheat meals. I don't suggest ever doing 2 in a row, but I would say that if you messed up, just eat regular keto the very next day. Just like it never happened. Just pretend it didn't happen. And again, you don't have to put that on your MyFitnessPal or anything. If you just fall off the deep end, just leave that day blank. Why remember about something you don't want to remember about, unless you want to mark it and say, hey, this day I totally screwed up. Anyway, let's get to what I ate. I had a late breakfast today. I did make those keto pancakes. Super easy to make. I don't prefer making them with almond flour or coconut flour because it has more carbs in it that way. On this one, the syrup I put on, I only put like a 16th of suggested serving, like a 16th of a cup or something like that. It was next to nothing. I can't even remember what it looked like. I think it was like 1 or 2 grams of carbs at most. But I had 2 eggs with that and 1.5 slices of bacon. I did not have lunch today, and I did not have a snack today. I was busy working, and I forgot to eat. I know it sounds stupid, but I forgot to eat. For dinner, I had 8 ounces of ribeye. I know that is too much. I suggest staying 6 and under, but my wife doesn't eat any fat on meats, so I've cut off all the fat of the whole entire thing and ate it. So most of what I ate of that, 8 ounces, I'm sure only 5 of it was actually, meat, and the other 3 ounces were fat. So I got a bunch of fat in there. I'm not worried about that. I'm not upset about it. Again, she doesn't eat the fat, and there's no reason for it to go to waste, and our body's feeling fat, so that's what we want. I did have steamed broccoli, which not my favorite, but it's different, so I had it. And I only did like 40 grams of that. And then I had a salad, as you see, and ranch, cheese, and bacon bits. Nothing special, and water with it. I did not have an energy drink today. Tomorrow I'm going to show you a cheap energy drink that you can make. I'm going to give you 2 suggestions. You figure out which works for you. I also looked at my carbs and my protein and fats, but after I finished dinner, and my protein was only like 30 grams lower than my fat, so I went ahead and made me a keto hot chocolate. I wasn't super hungry, but I felt like I could have a little bit more of something instead of eating like a piece of cheese or something. This is what I had, is keto hot chocolate, and that's with the perfect keto salted caramel, and 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I actually ran out of that coconut oil, so I have to go to the wax-based stuff, the stuff you got to scoop out instead of squirt out. So I have a whole can of some stuff that I didn't care, that had a burnt flavor to it, and I didn't enjoy eating it, but I feel like I need to use that or throw it away and get some more and just stop holding on to it. So I'm going to try to use it. No promises. You may only see me use it 1 or 2 days and then go buy some different stuff, because again, it has like a kind of burnt taste to it, and I do not like that at all. Our macros came out to be 94 grams of protein, 13 grams of carbs, perfect on that one. And my fat grams came out to be 174. Those numbers are beautiful. Those are like, if I could have 100 grams of protein a day and 180 grams of fat, and my carbohydrates under 20 every day, I promise you were going to see results at those numbers for sure. The percentages came out to be carbohydrates at 2%, fat at 79%, and protein at 18%. I've got to look up my calories real quick. The calories on the day were 2,006. So we stayed around the 2,000 mark. I did go to the gym and I worked out and all that. But again, we had a bunch of protein from yesterday. And this is something that's controversial, or maybe it's not proven, or I don't know. I've heard it many a times. But the fact that you're doing keto, it kind of holds on to that protein differently than someone who is using carbohydrates and it's using that for energy. I could be wrong on all that, but I'm pretty sure that it's like a protein sparing diet. Like, it's not just going to flush that. It's only going to use the protein when it needs it. I don't know if that's 100% true, but hey, let's just believe it. And if it turns out to be true, great. Can't lose there. So again, I just tried to make up with it today and worked out really hard, really pushed myself. The thing that sucked about working out today is some people had taken a bunch of the weights up and the easy curl bars. So I had 2 options, either lift super light or lift super heavy. So I kind of just mixed it up. It was a good workout, but it was very painful to do because I was forcing myself to get specific amounts of reps. I'm coming out with one of those videos about what I do in a weekly basis. I'm just going to do 1 week of it. I'm not going to do multiple of that unless it just like takes off like wildfire and people really want to see the workouts I do. They are nothing like half these monsters that you see on here workout. It's nothing compared to theirs, but if you did this and you're just a regular person like me, you're going to feel it. It's going to work for you. You're going to get bigger. But again, we are focused on 21 days of losing weight. I go to the gym and it's not something I'm willing to give up. I don't want to do just 21 straight days on keto and not work out, because it's a hobby of mine. And when you're not in the gym, you lose the muscle. It's just, if you're not lifting weights right now and you're unsure if you should start right now, don't even start. Just get yourself healthier. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. Your joints are going to be less sore, because again, taking carbohydrates out of your diet is going to cause you with less inflammation. So less inflammation. I don't know why I can't say those words together. That is going to help you with all your joints, your knee joints, your elbows, anything that could be bothering you. You should have less pain with this diet, supposedly. So I hope that's what's going on, and I hope you're feeling well. I hope that this is going well for you. If you're having some issues, try putting more salt on your stuff and try eating more fat. Those 2 things will help you more than anything, and honestly, just combining them. And make sure you drink water. I hope you listened to me when I said 8 cups of water, which when I go to the gym, I drink no less than 4 bottles of water at the gym. I mean, that's my daily recommended of water every time I go to the gym. And then I drink quite a bit more water after that. So you don't have to drink as much water as I am. It's going to flush out more of your electrolytes if you do. So if I wasn't salting a bunch of my stuff, then I could risk, feeling bad because of my electrolytes imbalance with the sodium being out of there. Again, I take nothing for potassium or magnesium. That's the other two you got to worry about. I don't really take anything. I feel like I'm getting enough of it in my actual diet. So anyway, I'll leave you hanging on that. Let's wake up tomorrow and get our weight in and hopefully be happy about that. There's no way I'm going to lose another 11 and a half pounds, but hey, we'll see. Everybody's different. I hope we've lost some. We may weigh the same exact amount. I don't know, but we will figure it out. And with those numbers that we see on the scale, we may adjust our diet just a little bit. So stay tuned and we will see. And maybe I'll say so 100,000 more times because I realize I say that a lot and I'm sorry. Until tomorrow. Keep it keto.